I just sold $250,000 worth of an AI product that most experts would laugh at. No fancy models, no $1 million infrastructure, just Airtable and NAN. And before you think this is another fake guru story, let me show you the actual revenue generated by this product and the maintenance associated with it. Here's the real story behind this. I was running a lead generation agency back in the days, and like every agency owner, I was drowning in operational chaos. So I built this massive automated operating system to run my entire business. So we're talking about lead generation, client management, financial tracking, team coordination, all of it. Everything automated through Airtable with no code. The system worked so well that other agencies owner kept asking me, how are you running everything so smoothly and can you build this for us? That's when I realized I was sitting on a gold mine. Instead of custom building for each agency, I packaged this exact operating system and started selling it for $5K a pop. And the result? $250,000 in the revenue from agencies desperate for the same automation that transformed my business. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact 4-step process I used to turn my internal systems into a $250,000 product. Let's get right into it. So the 4 steps that I use to scale my own agency to 77K per month are find an opportunity, map the product, create front end and back end, and I'm going to explain this a little bit further in the video, and scale. This whole perspective is built on the idea that you want to build an AI product to be able to sell a lot of volume and scale with a lean team. This is not designed on building a software development agencies that's tailored for custom projects. The first one, the find opportunity, it's where most people go wrong. And I must precise, this video is tailored for you if you already have an idea of how to find clients. Okay, this is not going to help you to get more clients. But once you start having clients, the idea is that you use custom projects with them as an entry point instead of being the end goal. If all you wanted to do is basically to build custom projects for clients, then you would need to scale your business in a different way than what I'm going to be showing in this video. We use custom projects as an entry point, and this gives us insights on the different industries that you're going to work with, on what are real market pain points that people are ready to pay for. And the idea behind this is that when you start noticing recurring patterns among your clients, so usually they're going to ask about the same thing that you're going to fix for those clients in a given industry, then you can start thinking about building a products that fix all those pain points and package this into one thing, one product that you're going to sell to similar clients in the future. To do this though, it's one thing to find a pain point that you can fix, but you got to make sure that you've got an ability to actually make money with this. If the market is too small, then it's not going to be a good opportunity for you. So the idea here is that we want to calculate the TAM, the SAM, and the SOM. To do this, TAM, which is total addressable market, you got to calculate the number of potential customer time the average annual revenue per customer. So your LTV, your lifetime value of customer. Here, I gave an example with the lead generation agency operating system that I've made, basically, and that I sold for $250,000. I assumed that my TAM, potential customers, was 5,000 lead gen agencies. And based on my average annual revenue for those clients, which was about $7,750, this is with the OS base price and also the maintenance on a monthly recurring basis. That gave me a TAM, a potential TAM of $38.5 million. Now, of course, I'm not going to sell to everyone in this market, and there's also competition. So this is why you want to calculate your SAM, so your serviceable available market, okay? Because while 5,000 or more lead generation agencies might exist, it's not 5,000 of them that can actually pay 5,000 for my product. Okay, a lot of them are starting agencies. They're basically one-man agencies, and they don't have any money to invest, or they don't know what they're doing, so they don't want to invest in their company. What I did is I put this as a 5% realistic metric on those 5,000 potential customers to understand, okay, what kind of market, what's the actual addressable market that I can sell to. And that gave me a potential $1.9 million in revenue here. From there, you want to calculate your SOM. So basically the market that you can capture inside the SAM, because you're not going to have 100% of your SAM. In my case, I gave an estimate of 25% of the market. And that is basically the same calculation as SAM times 25% extra, which gave me a realistic number of 62.5 customers that could purchase my operating system times 7.7K, which is basically about 500K in revenue. The 25% here and inside could be a lot better than what I've done. And that is because if I was developing other channels of acquisition, then I could capture a lot more market share, okay? Realistically, what I've done is I didn't sell 62.5 customers for my operating system. I actually sold 44, which is about 70.4% of my calculation for the sum here. So that's good, but that could be better as well if I would have opened different channel of acquisition and actually tried to scale those other acquisition channels, okay? Once you've done this, then we're gonna go to map product, because now you have an opportunity that you've identified, that you've already fixed for some of your customers, and the size of the market is attractive to you. What you gotta do then is to go through what you've done for your client and ask yourself, okay, what's the actual problem or the different problems that you're solving? And once you've done this, what you can do is list all the functions that are going to be included inside your product. So here, if I take the lead generation operating system that I've done, it was basically 7 main components. So we had the data component, the CRM component, financial tracking, knowledge base, team management, project management, and client management, which they all had some functions, okay? So this became a very complex product with time. When I list all the functions, then the next step is going to be to map out all the different processes that are involved, because it's one thing to have the theory behind your product, but then once you map out all the different processes that are going to be involved in your product, you can actually see where you can optimize those processes, if you can make things better, and also if you can leverage technologies in some point like automation and no code, okay? Mapping out all your processes is going to be super important, and it's going to look like something like this graph here. So you're going to do this for all the processes involved inside your product. That basically is supposed to fix your future customers and your actual customer pain points. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I say map out all processes, I suggest that you go online and you learn about the BPMN. This is basically going to be your operations fundamentals about how to map out different processes. Okay, this is the core work of operations. And then the fourth step into mapping out the product is going to be to wireframe how the interfaces are going to look like. The actual software that your customers are going to be using, like, because this is a complete product, okay? And so that comes with interfaces, a good UI and UX that your customer are going to use. Once you do this, then you're going to be well equipped to do the third thing, which is going to be creating the front end and back end. So what I mean by that, front end is basically everything that people interact with. So that could be a website, your interfaces for your app, and back end is everything that's in the back. So we're talking about the code, the no code, all the different processes linked together with different nodes if you're using an for example, okay? To do this, what I've done, my product is built inside Airtable. So it kind of looks like this. The first thing to do is to build a database. If you don't know how to build databases on Airtable, again, go online and learn a little bit about this, because a good database build is going to be fundamental for your product. But basically, you build the database here, because that's going to be the first component you do. And then once you're done with this, you're going to be able to use the wireframe that you've done here. If it let me select, you're going to be able to take this and basically recreate them as interfaces inside Airtable. So I like using Airtable because, one, it's super user friendly, it's super fast to learn, and the end result is super good for what it is, and it doesn't cost much money. And also Airtable is like playing with block Legos. So if you like placing different pieces together and creating components that interact with each other, Airtable is just perfect for a first start into your AI products. The last step is going to be to implement and automate the backend. So using Airtable built-in automation feature, you can create a lot of automations that interact with your database and your interfaces. Sometimes though, what you're going to be building is much more complex, and so natively, Airtable is not going to handle those things. So what you can do is create automations inside Airtable that sends webhooks. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go on my channel and find my video about webhooks. Webhooks are a tool that you can use to connect applications together that are going to be notified in real time whenever something happens on one side or the other. In this case, whenever we have a trigger inside our table, we want to send the notification instantly to our backend and the end. So if you're using a lot of AI agents, you are for sure going to connect automations from Airtable to your end backend. An example of this could be just that you have a button inside an interfaces inside Airtable that whenever you press, it goes to an AI agent inside end, which returns an answer back to your Airtable front end, okay? The end backend could look like something like this that we have for one of our workflows. Once you've done this, the fourth and last step in this whole process is going to be about scaling your product. So now you've identified an opportunity, the market is a size that's attracting to you, then you've mapped out all the processes that are going to be involved into your product, you have wireframe everything, then you've built the whole product front end and back end, so you've got something functional that people can actually use. Now you will want to sell more of this product to customers, actual customers that resemble your initial customers that wanted you to fix this problem. The way you can do this are endless. This is not a tutorial on how to generate clients for yourself, but basically you can use outreach, so DMs, cold email, LinkedIn, voice message, whatever you're thinking of, organic content, you can use ads. There's plenty of ways to acquire clients. If you've nailed down who your product is for and what it solves, this should not be a big problem for you. Then the secret thing here is that once you actually find a product market fit and you've got a pretty reliable way of acquiring clients, then you should be looking into automating a delivery. Okay, so this is what I've done for my lead generation OS. Basically, whenever I was selling a client, it used to take me 13 hours to deliver the full product. And I bring this down to only 1 hour by automating the automations, because fundamentally speaking, automations on make.com or any other no-code platforms are JSONs. So when we talk about no-code, JSONs are basically an organized format that allow you to copy and paste different workflows across different accounts, okay? And if you understand this, fundamentally speaking, then you're gonna notice that inside the JSONs, only the IDs change. So the connections for software for different clients, the table IDs, etc. Okay, so you can automate, you can build something to automate the modification of those JSONs and also the implementation of those JSONs inside your new client make.com or an account. So basically this is how you can go from a super complex product that takes you 13 hours to deliver to one of your new clients to only 1 hour by using automations to automate your automations. And the fun thing is that you can build your systems to do this, your front end inside Airtable. That's what I've done. So I don't just talk about it, I also use it to deliver my own product. If you are tired of the fake AI just like I am, and you want to see real business pain points being fixed, I invite you to join our Skool Group. The link is going to be in the description. We now have 1,000 members. It's completely free. And I break down systems like this on a weekly basis inside my Skool Groups. We also give a bunch of templates that are actual products that we sold to your client. We give them for free so you have access to them. We're also in the process of building modules to learn all about AI operations and automations. All of this is coming in the next few weeks. So if you're interested into those topics, feel free to join. The link is going to be in the description. Looking forward to see you there.